That's about my brain. Just because I won't stop doing drugs. Come on, come on, it's just drugs. I go to the gym, I lift weights, I hang out with friends, I do extracurricular activities. I also swim daily. It's cool as hell. I'm like, that better not be a McRib. It looks good, but I'm not going to do it. You have to, you have to pick your battles. I go like, you know what, ISIS isn't the kind of battle I want to pick a battle with. I'm going to at least not eat pork. At the very least, I can do without bacon. That's nothing. You just don't get McDonald's breakfast. Damn. As many as 8 children. That'd be cool. It's like it's been a really bloody war. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was so serious. You take magnesium before bed. Dave Asprey told me that. You probably don't want to do it every day. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, you know? And it's like, neither does your doctor. I know what you're thinking. How can you go to med school for 8 years and not learn anything useful? Trust me, it happens all the time. Even I know that. I've talked to doctors. I've talked to good doctors, I've talked to bad doctors, and there's a big difference. Oh my god, it's scary. Like, no offense to bad doctors, but that sucks. poker part one. We're doing the poker grind part one. These are, I'm gonna separate them into the type of game we're playing. And sometimes some of them we're not going to be talking because it's going to be really late at night. I can talk about them later. Yeah, the nines, they're still talking about those pocket nines. I agree. Yeah, at first it was a little offensive, that one, but I was like, nah, it's funny. I never saw that one with the eagle that's like, ah. That's actually, yeah, that is a good one. This one's a great one too, though. No one wants to do the skeleton anymore. They missed a good one. They missed the Hunter Biden. I'm not scared of Muggy. Never will be. Yeah. Yeah, what was Monkey doing? I agree. That's basically like what he was doing. That's not a bad name for him. That's a good one. Like we mathed it out. It's called Mogi. Please don't ever talk to me again, Mogi. The guy who's like, that guy online isn't that bad. If he has a question or something, I don't care. But if it's like that guy who mugged me, it's like, no, you don't have anything to do with me. You know? I don't want to hear of or about you again. I want you either disposed of or in prison or just, you can just go live your life for all I fucking care. I'll let Putin decide that for now. I can make a decision later, you know. That's how we deal with this kind of stuff. The less time spent on it, the better. See, he might have hero called me with kings there. Like a king 10. I say hero call for any kind of lighter call. Some of the terms I'm going to be getting mixed up. I'm not a poker wizard, you know. I'm going to stop talking. I like to stop talking at least around like 8 p.m. or so. If I get really pissed off sometimes, you know. I try to be cool, you know. This is our world. That's a fold out of position, I think. If you've had more stats on that guy, you might re-raise. Maybe flop. But it's like, you're going to get that ace enough. It's just going to be kind of like, I don't know what to do about that. Sometimes it's hard, you know. Because you do want to call a little lighter sometimes. And you do want to get value for the things you do hit. An ace that's high enough where at least if you high card the board with the lower card in your hand, top pair, and it's better because you have the ace kicker. The fact it was suited was good, but like that's like the same odds as hitting a three of a kind. So do you just call with every pocket pair there? I don't know. Someone who raised you when you're like the 6 max version of early position right away is generally something you don't want to do that with. I could very well be wrong about a lot of the stuff I'm saying though. Always refer to the experts over me. However, you know, if you manage to play exactly the way I am, you should win. I'm like, you know, I'm like, no, you would win. Unless it's like, I don't know if it's rigged. I don't know what they do to the normal person on here, okay? But, I mean, I don't think so. If you're playing, you know, good strategy, it should be good. If you have like a stream up, especially if you log some hours in person, right? That's how then you know it's not rigged that bad. Not a lot of colluders and shit. At the lower stakes at least. And you kind of know, if you know what you're doing in poker, it shouldn't be a problem. And like, you know, even if you don't know, you should still, you know, it's probably worth a shot. I don't know. If you have a math background, you'll be able to tell really quickly. You don't want to invest a lot either. You'll find out pretty quick. Just move down if you really can't beat something. What was he going for? Yeah. I wasn't thinking before that raise. I normally wouldn't have raised there. I think that's called a donk. Maybe it's called a probe. That's considered a weak move. You actually never need to do that when you're starting out, supposedly. Unless you have like, unless you have like a really strong hand, you probably don't. Especially because so many, look at this. Everyone c-bets at least half the time. What is that? Yeah, no, that's a fold. I'm slow right now. Some of these decisions are taking longer than they should when they're pretty obvious, but it's like I'm still making the right ones. And yeah, once I get to like 16, 15, I'm just gonna leave and come back. The less you're staking, the less swings there'll be. And it's like, yeah, it is advantageous to have a bigger stack. But once you get past the 100 big mark, you're still playing very deep stacked either way. So that is going to matter more in a thing like a hyper turbo, having a larger stack. Or if it was like a lower cash game. I think up to like 200 bigs, it's going to matter. After that, it might be almost negligible. I don't know the math on that crap though. It's arguable anyways once you start getting into that kind of stuff. But you'll get people to fold more often. There's a psychological component, especially at the lower stakes, so there's something to be said. That's generally what happens if I get dealt aces. I'm not sure how they would know. I don't care as long as I'm making money. However, they will probably die. Assuming that they knew that. And they're wasting time that way. Feel free to go to ACR and try to get their IPs. Then go to the VPNs and try to get their IPs. You manage to take someone out who's wasting my time, you will be rewarded later. It is an open season for those people. It's situational, but it's like if it's some guy who's trying to make some money, fuck it. I don't care if they're fucking third world. We don't have time for that shit. And they know what the fuck they're doing. Try to pass the warning along to ACR and everybody else. We've all got to do our part here, you know? This is supposed to be, you know, less time spent here. Insider trading. Yeah. To this, we would always fold that pretty much. Depends on the player, but it's like, you know, you need to get stats on them first. Everyone comes here to go like something negative. Can we try to shit on it? It's like that might be the porch monkey way, but it's not going to get you very far here. And like this game right here, assuming you're really good, this will be like $5 an hour. But you'll get like an upswing, then you'll get up the stakes, and you'll get some experience, and then I'm fine with that. And then also you get rewards. So overall, I don't feel bad about how I'm spending the time here. Anyone that's saying it's fucking stupid is fucking stupid themselves. It's like, now remember the last hand with that guy. That's why I did that, and that's why he called there. He probably doesn't have a great hand. He might have had some sort of a draw. So let's call there. And let's fold to that. He probably is going to hero call me. He looks at me as a bluffer. But if we hit that straight, that would have been really good. He probably would have went all in. This guy does 3-bet a lot. I think this is worth a call. And then here, you know what we're going to do here. You go. That's actually an all-in. Yeah, we got pretty good odds on that. He had the higher end of his range. Normally that would have been a fold on his part. Very good play overall. Highly recommend that. You'll get so many folds, that's totally worth it. That's like Super System 101. And yeah, you might want to consider limping. Although I think it's weak. Actually, in my experience, it's really weak. You would think, like, even like in Super System, it says like you should limp a lot in from like those middle positions. At least I think it did. I didn't read it super closely. But we're really deep stack. Super System is like more geared for whatever it's called. More geared for like 50. And also live. So the specific advice in there, and it's going to be different. So since he only did half there, he's probably putting me on, I think that's worth it. Yeah, that's probably worth it. Although exploitatively, yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, exploitatively, you might want to just fold that there. That was kind of getting to the point where a lot of these people would have a higher ace there. And again, what did I have? Ace 10? If he had ace jack or higher, he would have probably raised there. You're going to find him with a lower ace a lot of times, actually. But he was playing with a lot of aggression, so probably not. That looked like a bluff. There's also people with poker bots. I mean, if you're someone who's good with computers, I mean, it might be like a fun activity for you. It's probably not a great way to make money. And don't make like a one that's an asshole. Don't make one that's actually like really good. I don't think there's a lot of people that even have the skills to even get close to that one that actually could cause problems. But but yeah, if it's something you have fun with, maybe some people like tinkering around with those. It's not that bad. They're pretty easy to beat, supposedly. I don't know which one of these are bots or not. I imagine I'm beating pretty much any of them that are, though. They'll follow like GTO lines. You have to look into it a little bit more, but those are and those are actually good things to learn. There's GTO post-flop and there's GTO pre-flop lines. Those are like must-knows. That probably should have been another raise there. I'd expect him to bluff a lot of times, though. We didn't have a lot of stats on him, though. But yeah, I know a fair amount about the game. I tend to enjoy it. As far as a source of income, I enjoy it. And you learn you learn about, putting in work and stuff like that. But a lot of people get lazy with this kind of crap. Now here, we don't have a lot of stats on him. We're going to do this. A good player would do that with a lot of draws. They would re-raise that and go all in. You wouldn't want to just call there against a lot of players because they'll just hit something a lot. It's probably better to induce a fold rather than letting them hit something. So like you have Jack 10. You have sets, people will do that down here with like 7-8 or whatever the hell that was, if that was a 9-10. And they'll do that with the flush draw. You'll get them to fold the weaker flush draws. So overall, it's a good move. Probably, That's my interpretation of the situation at that time while I'm, going fast on poker and I'm a little fried today as well. But you're going to sit there and wait for them to hit a jack and they could have queen 10 and that's what you'd bet there with there a lot, or hit trips, I guess. It's like I wonder what they're thinking about, Like, what the hell are you thinking about? Are you considering a 3-bet? He was considering folding. So he had trash, basically. And this is someone, I guess possibly with some extra info on me. Probably making a very stupid move for their health. Given the info even they have, it's a 50-50. Yeah, so this person 4-bet a lot. We're going to do this. I guess we got unlucky that time, but I mean, like, that's ACR trying to say, look how fucking stupid he is. But it's like, you know, look at this. He has a 5, and what else? Let me see how much. 4-bet plus range, queen, queen, I guess. Yeah. That's the one he's shown down with. Says we'll get him to fold a lot there, too. But yeah, I should have checked that part first, and if I saw that queen queen thing there, I would have probably called. Then again, he would have stacked me if I hit an ace or a king on there. With 5 even over that sample, I mean, yeah, it's not a big enough sample, but, you know. It's like, look at this. We have no sample here, though. And, yeah, that's going to have to just be a fold there. Ace-King's not a bad one to push with, though, when in doubt. Especially if you could induce a fold. And that I just played with that guy and just called him stupid. So that was another part of my reason. That's why ACR gave him aces there. I run into people following me really closely a lot. And if you're, you know, going to try to fucking, you know, encourage them so you can try to pin some blame on them later, what do you think's going to happen to you, you know? You know, it's like we have mind reading data. We're going to release it. With suited ace-king, that would have been a good shove. Even with that info, I think. And it's like you're never going to get a lot of info on there. You should still be light 5-betting sometimes. And with, you know, even with that small raise there, we're still going to fold. There's too much straights and stuff there. He would have drawn to that too often. He's going to have a, you know... He seems interested in that pot. That was a light raise, but I don't think it was a bad raise. Yeah. And then if someone just does that, generally, you know, you're safe doing that. That happens almost never. If people start doing that a lot, you could, you know, do more. But they just don't. They always have something. They always have a draw. A strong draw, or they have a strong hand. And they're not going to want to give it up. Versus that, that's just a fold. I guess he could bluff there. But he probably has a draw. Generally, if you don't have it out, you don't want to be, you know, messing around. But yeah, we probably should have had a better. You guys should have a better sample size than that to be making light four bets like that. Might light five bet all ins. But if you see the same kind of crap enough, you'll get people like with eights and above, down to like ace 10 suited. And ACR has to give them aces that time to prove a point. Jacks are, that's like a no-brainer, as those people would do that kind of shit a lot of times. Yeah, I'll wait to explain until after the hand next time too. Just to really discourage you. Do not want to be watching me and playing against me at the same time. That's not something I'm offering. There should be enough latency where it doesn't matter, and the res is so low on there, you won't be able to see shit anyways. They like to kind of pretend like they are, but it's like, you're fucking wasting billions of dollars over pocket change. It's not a safe position to be in. You're not going to get sympathy afterwards. See, this guy's tighter. If he hit that queen, that would have been good. But it's like, yeah, go to ACR. Ask them for the IPs of anyone. Just look at it closely and find the people that are too stupid and they show that and they give away the extra info that they're, doing some fuckery. Go to ACR, get those fucking, IPs. Go to the VPN host. Get the fucking location, That's up to us. You'll get rewarded after. They got Lizard Squad, That was based on my stuff too. That was for this kind of thing. That was exactly for this exact situation, actually. Yeah, because I just started playing online poker back then. Just saying, all right, here's what's gonna happen when it starts to break. If there's any fuckery, they will get you right through the fucking VPNs, and you'll either sit in prison, or worse. So that's just, I would take, what Putin and what all these guys are signaling seriously, but if you choose not to, that is on you. And you will pay. and they go, yeah. I go, you know, a lot of people know about that. You know. So this guy's probably on a draw. You don't want to let people hit draws. You always, you know, get them to either fold or make a stupid shove. On the turn is best. You want them to call the flop, then you want to go bigger on the turn so that they bluff. And if you have a draw yourself, you actually want to get it in on the flop more often. It depends on the player though. Right, because they might be on a shit too. So yeah. That's the basics. Super System is a good way to get started with cash games. Then you go to Black Rain and get like the, you know, general stuff they do around here. And for this, we're probably gonna do this. If he hit that king, he probably would have called. And that's really what we'd want him to do, is hit that king. You could have easily justified another call though and waited for him to bluff again though. And this guy 3-bets late position steal a lot. But you I'm just going to fold there because I started talking about it. I'm going to not talk about you. I really can't encourage these people to do that. That's such a good way to get hurt. I don't want to hurt anybody, you know. People do got to understand, you know, it's like, it's not your place to sit in the left lane and waste fucking time, you know? This is like important shit. And it's like, here, we're gonna do this. So just because you don't have anything you're doing with your life doesn't mean, you know, we don't. So what do you think this guy's on? I don't think he's on a draw, actually. Let me see. Yeah, I think he hit something, and I think he's gonna hero call. Yeah, he had a jack, and he probably would have called a pot size there and put me on a draw. You can tell by his call on the turn. Here, we're going to call. We're going to call again. And I'm going to check. I did put him on a draw there. I probably could have bet again. I felt like he had like a weak jack or something and was gonna call me. That'll happen enough of the time. But yeah, I did get the feeling there that I probably should. So yes, that's 5x from in position. That's a very oversized 3 bet. That's a pretty easy fold from someone without enough stats. Here, what we're going to do is do this. And alright, that guy does 6 from there. That's a tough one. I just with a speculative one like that, you probably want like a lower one. You want someone 3-betting you from like there, and if you're here, to call that. I could have probably re-raised there, but I'd want more stats. That's a big bet. I would put him on. He doesn't fold the 3-bet almost ever though, and he folds the C-bet a lot. It's still such a low amount of stats though. We're good. We are going to fold. But if we hit one of those, that would have been great, of course. And we would have probably waited for him to bluff. Because it's like, well, no, if you have either end of that. So yeah, I don't know. We would have done a lower bet though. Well, I just fold on the Zoom game. Everyone here likes to act like they know what the fuck they're talking about, you know? Some of them are joking, then some of them are not. But they always do it in a way where it's like, well, how did you know I wasn't? It's like, I don't know. Something about the public makes me sick. I don't like how I'm talking at the table and what's going on outside of the table. I don't like it impacting my cards or what's going on here. I think that's extremely disgusting. Especially if they're not just fucking giving me fucking shit all the time like they were. So overall, extremely disappointed with their performance. They can do better. They can choose to be tough, but you know, it's not something I'm gonna look the other way on. It's good to admit when you've made a mistake. It's just like, you know, yeah. It, don't have extra info, that's one thing. It's like, so what do you think he has here? He put him on like ace 10, that's exactly what I would have done. I would have played it out the same way too, if I hit my draw. Maybe I would have put in a bet somewhere though, probably a little bit lighter than normal. I'd put him on king queen. Let's see though, I'm just gonna pay to see. Yeah, king queen, lower king. He did have two pair there. I was a little bit surprised about how slow he was playing it. I paid him to see that one though. That's the other thing I do sometimes. An ACR like goes like, oh look, whoa. You know. I'm just saying, you know, I'm really fucking offended by your bullshit, ACR. And it's always a bunch of excuses, you know. Yep. I would have expected him to hit the king or have like an 8 8 ace. Yeah, that ace king one sucked. You do want more info, but it's like you don't want to be passing up ace kings a lot. I don't care, you know. I guess that could have been a fold. I think at the very least it was a call though. Wasn't his a 4 bet? I mean, it was 4. So what does that include? Actually, that ratio's not as high as I thought. Now that I think back, it's not even that high. There's more people quoting my shit. They go, "You so stupid," or something. They go, "No, I was saying you might." It's like, you know, you can either say something or shut up. Yeah. They're gonna release your mind reading data. Yeah. How much you want to fucking bet? They pull images out of my dreams. They talk about them on the fucking news. And it's probably through astral projectors. You can read numbers in locked containers and describe previously undiscovered objects in space. According to public studies. Why anyone would throw any shit here, I do not know. Some people are so sick of being a brainwashed, lazy sack of shit. You know, they're gonna take the odds of them committing fucking suicide and they're gonna tell themselves, oh no, it's because he's like gay, it's because he pulled a Dan Pena and then they didn't want to see his emails. It's like the fucking rationales that these people come up with are fucking ridiculous. And they know there's classified info involved. And they're still going to be like, well, it's like they should have told us, or well, I'm not going to talk about it, they should talk. Like, it means you're a bitch then. Now, what does that guy have? Maybe a draw, probably a 7 or something. I think he would have called, yeah. That game was a little bit weaker. I don't know how my play is. I'm a little bit dehydrated right now. You want to be like in like a good zone when you're playing. Especially me, the card room will just punish you. They go, oh, you don't look so great right now. And we pretend like you're on tilt again. They go, so we can fucking make up for how much fucking time we wasted. It's like, oh yeah, every tournament he fucking, you know, goes up. He like, it was literally like 5 tournaments in a fucking row. Yeah. I made like, you know, 100, 200 times the fucking, you know, starting stack. And then they'll fucking lay a banana peel down at the very fucking end. And then I cash out for like double the buy-in. It was fucking so stupid. It was always like a strong ass hand too. It was like king, king, ace, ace, pre-flop. Swear to fucking God. 5 times in a fucking row at least last time I played MTTs. That's when I decided I'm fucking done. And I'm going back down here. And they've been giving me as much fucking trouble as they can. Because like, it's going to be so much harder to waste his time down here and pretend like it wasn't on fall. It's like, yeah, it is. That's exactly why the fuck I'm here. It's alright. Have a good one. Just need to, you know, tell them where they belong, you know. Overall, I'm doing good. I'm not that pissed off. But, you know, you got to be, like, stern, right? You know, it's like, if you waste my time, you know, you could fucking die, you know. I take my